Dear sisters, I'm Akia, a brown-skinned Ashanti girl, known for her beauty, grace, and a heart filled with dreams of finding true love. I have always believed in the power of destiny, and I was convinced that one day I'll meet my soulmate. One sunny day, while having lunch at a restaurant in Osu, my eyes met with those of Kwame, who had just walked in, a handsome and charismatic man. I was instantly captivated by his charm and felt an undeniable connection. My heart fluttered with excitement as I realized that he had developed a crush on me. At the moment, I knew I wanted Kwame for myself. Unable to resist the pull of emotions, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I sought advice from an aunt who took care of me, who is known for her knowledge of traditional practices and spiritual beliefs. I told her I had met someone I wanted to marry. My aunt revealed that there was a renowned witch doctor in a distant village who possessed the power to charm someone into marriage. Driven by my infatuation for Kwame, I embarked on a journey to the village where the witch doctor resided. My aunt and I made our way to the humble abode of the wise old witch doctor. I was scared, but I knew this was a journey I couldn't turn back on, because I really wanted Kwame to love me and eventually marry me. With a mixture of hope and trepidation, I explained my desire to win Kwame's heart and asked for the witch doctor's help. The wise old man listened intently, his eyes filled with both understanding and caution. He warned me about the consequences of tampering with the natural cause of love, but I was determined to proceed. The witch doctor performed the complex ritual using ancient herbs and invoking the spirit of love. He cast a powerful spell, binding Kwame's heart to mine, ensuring that he would be charmed into marrying me. Satisfied with my request, the witch doctor bade me farewell, cautioned me to be mindful of the choices I make in the future, while he handed me a small mirror. He warned me never to break the mirror until death. True to the spell's power, Kwame fell deeply in love with me, and we soon married amidst great celebration and joy. For the first few years, our love flourished, and we built a life together. However, one scorching afternoon, something happened. While my husband Kwame was packing his clothes for a business trip, he realized he hadn't packed a mirror, and he didn't need anything big, but rather a portable one. He opened the last drawer and saw the mirror the witch doctor had given to me. He exclaimed and said, "What a cute mirror. Honey, I just found a mirror I could use for my trip." Upon getting into the bedroom, he had opened the mirror and it slipped from his hands. It broke, and immediately he came back to his senses. He has since been a different person. He doesn't even hug me anymore. He doesn't even touch me. He doesn't even greet me. My husband I married has changed. He can't even stand my presence. I returned to meet the witch doctor, but I'm told he's dead. Dead? What will I do now? Kwame wants to divorce me, but I can't stop loving him. Sisters, what should I do?
So, let me start. The introduction of the story, she started by how she was so beautiful.
She's so beautiful. She's
brown
so,
skin, that level of confidence she was displaying in the beginning, trying to tell us how, why did she need the powers of a witch doctor? unless of course there was something wrong with the character.
All right.
So my thing is, if she said that I'm not the naturally appealing person, you know, and she needed maybe a witch doctor, I could understand her line of thinking. But you started off by saying you were so beautiful and your skin was so rich and typical this, typical that. That was, apart from that statement, everything else was defeatist. So you meet a man and then you manage to use witchcraft on him to like you, okay, and he's your best thing since sliced bread. And now that the mirror is broken, what are you expecting?
Exactly.
She's even lucky that the man is actually still there, because I'm sure the man is processing how.
I think the man is divorcing her.
No,
Yeah, the
yeah,
man
I
is
know, but I'm saying
divorcing
that
her.
the man is still there going through a process. That's what I'm saying, that she's even lucky that the man is still there, because ideally, I'm sure the man is trying to process, how did I even get here? Who is this? Who, I mean, that whole process that they got married and everything.
Actually, it's very scary.
Yes.
Waking up and realizing,
Waking
oh
up
my
in the
God,
morning after
who's
saying,
this?
honey, I'm going somewhere. You realize you have to go somewhere. You have your luggage, everything packed. A mirror breaks, and all of a sudden,
Your eye clear.
you can remember your job that you're going to, but you're wondering, why am I standing here? Who is this woman?
Yeah.
You look on the wall and you see that the two of you are married in a picture. So you put two and two together. Oh, we must be married. Oh, hold on. When did this happen? How did it happen? So she's even lucky that the man is still with her, taking his time to process a divorce. But what was she expecting? And what are you still expecting? You see, what are you expecting? So are you trying to, so you also went back to the witch doctor, and the witch doctor is dead. So what are you?
I'm sure she's expecting maybe the witch doctor said, okay, take super glue and then put it.
No, you see, love is something that is very strong. Now,
No, but you know, the witch doctor also warned. He was like,
Yes.
you know,
Be careful of
Be
your
be very
life.
careful of
Yeah.
what, and that's a good witch doctor. He can do it, but he brought your mind to the, and you see, if somebody is giving you some, for instance, if I went to a man and I said I needed help with some money, and the man gave me the money and say, be very careful, there's nothing like free lunch.
You have to be
Once that statement is made, it means that in my head, there's a time of reckoning that's going to come. So if you're not ready for that reckoning, don't even take the bait. And you see, the beauty about love is its ability to grow. All the nuances, the arguments, the near breakups, look, all those things,
The
they
twists and
add
turns,
the twists
you
and
understand?
turns. You see, that is why you see couples who have survived those things 20 years, and they look back, they sit back, and they laugh at all the moments. Why do you want to go and buy a perfect relationship that is built on nothing but witchcraft and sorcery
and deceit.
and deceit? So my question is, yes, you've told us the story, it's really nice. In the beginning, when she was talking, the way she was describing, it felt like one of those storybooks I read when I was a teenager, wanting to be like all the, it sounded like a romantic novel.
Yeah.
So I
she's
think
such
that
a good.
So I think this
Storyteller.
girl lives in fantasy land for life.
Yeah.
She takes the books and some of the romantic movies and things, she takes it a bit too personal. So she sees a dark man gazing in the lights, disco light, so it sound like gazing through a disco light,
And
then
their eyes both
her
meet.
heart is throbbing,
Yeah.
and things are happening. So I think that, listen, my dear, you have written to the show. You are lucky that the gentleman's memory or lack of memory did not cause him to even kill you on sight.
True.
And he's taking his time to go through a divorce, which means that you met a decent gentleman. If what you told us about yourself is true, you could have taken your chances, and guess what? You could have been with him genuinely.
Yeah, because I think Kwame is a very good
and
person.
had a proper relationship.
True.
So this thing, where I think we are just in a fast food generation. Trust me, everybody wants things fast. You don't want to get down and order your everybody wants fast things. So I think that's what she felt. But love, relationship, there's no fast trap. There's no fast food. There's nothing fast about it. The slower, the better. the gentler, the better. The more cautious you are, the more likely you are to get something rich. You know, I think she made a wrong decision. Even the witch doctor advised you.
Yeah.
I mean, how many witch doctors will advise you? They won't advise you and they're like trying to change your mind. They wouldn't. This one even advised you. You see,
True.
so for me, I don't know what you want to do. I think what you have to do is to give him his divorce, give him a peaceful divorce. Hopefully, because he is leaving you, he'll give you a decent settlement for you to continue your life with. Next time you meet a man that you love, don't forget about me. And who the lady who took it, is it, ma'am?
The auntie.
The auntie.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes such aunties, I don't know, they depress me. When somebody comes to you, I mean, when a child or a young adult comes to you and needs help with things like this, those women and aunties who actually suggest witchcraft, it's actually very sad. Or who suggests sorcery, things that would, you know, quick fix, change your mind, change your thinking. It's very sad. It tells on the kind of parents or aunties they are.
Yeah.
And that's sad because that was the first point of correction.
Because she probably grew up in that kind of environment where everybody wants a quick
Because
fix.
I think she said that she grew up in an environment
With the
where,
auntie.
yeah.
Yes. So I'm sure that is like always a quick fix for them. So I feel like
Maybe the auntie is always going to a witch doctor for things.
True.
Yeah.
from that kind of, if you're in that kind of family, you see it as normal. Because I've had those kind of conversations with people before, and they see it as very normal. Oh,
Like,
we can
yeah,
just go and
quickly,
fix
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can go and meet someone.
I agree.
And like,
I've had that
yeah.
conversation
So
before.
even apart from the
Somebody who suggests you to go for
witch
witchcraft.
doctor side of things, even in Christianity.
Yeah.
There are people who are always quick to say, let's go and meet this man
this
of God.
pastor, yeah.
Let's go to this person. Whatever he says
The
is right. You
upbringing.
understand? So I
Yeah.
think it's sometimes it's, well, we are giving her some grace already on this show by saying, okay, yeah, do this and do that. But also, we're not going to fault her for the environment that she grew up. But
But I think the other thing too, and I think Rosie was one of the few conversations we've had when we first met. Be careful with the kind of adults you discuss your problems with. Because sometimes we see every adult be like, I don't
They are
know,
wise.
they are wise. Wisdom does not come with age all the time.
Can you please repeat that?
Wisdom does not always come with age. Some of the problems some young people face these days are born from the kind of adult or kind of direction they get from people
True.
they hold up high esteem.
okay,
True.
so would we say it's also very important to look at the person's life?
You have to
Exactly.
exactly. You have to
Exactly.
know, who am I going to talk to? And mommy will always say this. Whenever people tell you stuff and put it in a strainer, you know, strain it, shake it very well, and pick up the good ones and throw away the tough.
But you know, but just to think about something before, I'm sure Sicho is you know, sometimes when you are going through such struggles, when you are not in the struggle, you're able to be discerning who to talk to and who not to talk to. But when you are the one struggling, it becomes very difficult to make that discerning decision to know who to talk to. Sometimes it's actually the people who bring themselves.
Yes.
You are thinking, you are upset, you are planning, oh, what's
they show
wrong?
up.
They show up. And then you look up and you see an auntie who is supposed to be a mother figure. So you see an auntie and then you share. And or sometimes you want to share with somebody who is likely to give you the solution that you are looking for, but you can't ask for.
Right.
So you share. So the person will give you that solution. So sometimes, yes, it's true that there are some adults who don't behave like adults. They don't give you the requisite advice that you need. Or you share with them and they go around share with everybody and even mess you up the more. However, sometimes you can cut the person who is talking to the adult some slack.
Yeah.
Because when you are going through issues, sometimes it's difficult to be discerning. But nonetheless, we should all try to know who our issues go to. Even without issues, you should have a mentor.
Somebody you
look up to, somebody that naturally, this is somebody that you talk to about
Gravitate
life.
to, yeah,
So that when you start having issues, it's just a continuation of that discussion. But when you are in the hot soup and you're not looking for somebody, most likely you get the wrong person and they will do you in.
And to finish up with what I'm saying, this girl I'm so scared of. Like, I can't even fathom. You know, life, like things change. And I don't ever see myself going through that trajectory, because when I see people go to those low, like they lower themselves to a point where it's like out of desperacy, they go to places they never would go to on a regular. I get scared of that, because a lady who can go to a fetish priest or whoever it is to get a man to fall in love with her can easily kill someone.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what she was born in. That's the kind of environment.
So for you, may
born
see
in.
fetish priest as wrong.
Exactly,
Some communities see fetish priest as the go-to. The way you go to church, go and pray. This is also somebody's go to church and go and pray. Some people pray and bind people, destroy people, cut off their legs spiritually. So she also went to cut off his eyesight spiritually.
Finally, it gets to me. Anyway, first things first, it's just sad that upon all the description she gave to herself in this letter, she couldn't just trust in nature and life to bring her way the right person. I think she's, in spite of whichever way she thinks she looks, I think she has a bit of an inferiority complex issue. Because if you believe in yourself and you trust that you are worthy of all the things and the ways you've described yourself, finding a decent man should be the least of your worries. And especially that she started off by saying the man also had already started showing interest. Then why the rush? Love is actually beautiful when it's natural, when everything is flowing naturally and you've not forced anything. If you realize the men that you didn't really have to do too much for them to be the ones, it's so sweet, you know, then you can just relax and enjoy yourself. That being said, I don't want to blame the woman in this case, because this lady writing the letter is a fully grown human being, adults. Why should we blame someone? She went ahead to ask for advice from someone and help from someone. If she didn't want the help that she was given, she could have easily said no. This is not the route. Like as I'm sitting here now, I don't know who I can go and which man I can go and discuss to with someone, and the person will tell me let's take him here, and I'll say okay, let's go. You know, like if it's done, it's done. I'm sorry, I don't want to do this, because I think it's unfair for us to go and blame this woman for anything, the auntie for anything. It's about time people take responsibility for their actions and face the consequences thereof.
You know, I don't blame the auntie.
I'm not blaming the auntie, but I'm just saying that.
That being said, I think we women generally should be, and I say this all the time, a lot of our problems as women stem from the fact that we have deep-seated inferiority issues and insecurities, which we have not dealt with. And the moment you start to deal with that one particular issue, you realize that all other issues in your life start to solve. We must let her know that we don't condone such behaviors on this show, one. In future, when she needed advice to get this man was when she was supposed to write us a letter. So that we take her through how to get a man properly. Because there are 1,000,001 ways to actually position yourself as a woman to get a man. But to say the men are not there and to assume that if I don't take this man to juju, then I won't get one, then I'm totally lost on this planet, is unfair. You know? So I think ladies should just start to appreciate and love themselves. Build that self-security in yourself to the point where whether or not a man doesn't choose you, will not take anything away from you. There are 1,000,001 other men. If this one doesn't want you, please keep positioning yourself in the right places.
But you know,
could we say we should also blame, you know, the societal pressure? Because from this letter, it was like a do or die affair. I must marry.
No, it has nothing to do with society.
No.
You see, the society pressure may be maybe your parents saying it's time to, but this one she saw, she desired, and she desired it now. And she didn't want to put any work into it. She just wanted it now.
This quick fix lifestyle of I want it now. I'm not ready to put in any work. It's killing this generation. And if something is not done about it, we will all end up. This is toxic. Don't rush someone or don't tell someone. It's becoming too much. It's just unfortunate that we've gotten to that level where people are not willing to put in the work for anything anymore. And even with good relationships, the ones we see that we think they are the most perfect relationship out there, there's a lot of work going on behind this. People are paddling their boats like ducks, and we just see them on top, smiling on social media. But the work that is going on behind the background, let's just not see things on social media and wish for them as if it came on a silver platter. And this goes to all ladies as
And
well, not
talking-
just this particular lady writing the letter.
Yeah.
Picking on that. My question here is, what if the guy wasn't what you expected him to be?
Exactly.
What would he have
He could have
done?
been an
He could have
unkind
been
man.
an abusive man. He could have been
A drug
a
addict.
drug addict.
A
He could
drunkard.
have been an armed robber, a terrorist, anything. You could have gotten, you could have just tied yourself. And at that point, were you going to return the mirror?
Exactly.
To who? Like,
You know,
sometimes we
but
really do
but
not forge ahead. Like, we don't look beyond
The
A
now.
person's
The
best.
now.
Yeah.
We-
Another thing, as Christians or as humans, one thing I realized, and this goes especially to Christians, we are willing to follow every other law except the laws in the Bible.
True.
If you had gone to church and your pastor had told you pray 7 days and fast for 7 days, you will get the perfect man. You couldn't have possibly fasted for 7 days. But they've told you take a mirror and hold on to it. And you've held on to the mirror till the man has married you, and probably you've even had children
For so long.
for so long.
And it's the man himself who broke the mirror.
Yes.
Well, you know that the mirror is broken. And on that note, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we will delve into the second letter.